Now, before we move on to our next presentation, I'd like to call all those outside to come and have their seats, because we'll be announcing the winners of the lucky draw after this presentation. So all those outside, please come inside and have your seats. So moving ahead, we have our Citations partner presentation on the topic, Harnessing Smart Data for Real-Time Impact, by Mr. Nalin Agrawal, Director, Solutions Engineering, Dynatrace. As a trusted advisor, Mr. Agrawal has been helping customers deliver innovative solutions powered by Dynatrace's cutting-edge monitoring and observability platform. Over to you, sir. Also, may I humbly request you to complete the presentation in the allotted time slot of 10 minutes so that we can go as per schedule.
Thank you very much. Everybody? Good to start. All right, my name is Nalin, as I mentioned, and I am here to talk about some observability and resilience. Now, when it comes to this observability and resilience, what we have been working with various banks, insurance, NBFCs, and various financial organizations, what I've realized is that the amount of data which is getting generated nowadays in just one single day is somewhere between 700 to 800 terabytes across the landscape, and this is creating a lot of complexity. So expectation is very simple and clear that they need a system which can first put all this data in one single place so that we can actually make some sense out of this data. And that is where it goes to the next level, where we are able to use this information for something more effective. As we have seen all the sessions, presentations, and discussions, it's all about building and doing a lot of innovation. 2047 is where we are targeting, so many things happening. But what we have realized is at the core, everything needs to work. And to make it work is what we are for. Observability as a platform, and Dynatrace core area of focus is observability. For the observability to function, we need to have data, and for the data to make sense, we need to have an AI. So that's where what we divide into two things is data strategy and AI strategy. So what I intend to do today is first help you understand what should be our data strategy look like. And the second thing I wish to do here is help you understand that how Dynatrace is using this AI and the data together to answer some of the most critical questions. Is my system healthy? What do I need to do if I want to make it healthy? And I have a live demo as well for the same. Talking about data strategy, today if you just see, you have network systems, you have cloud systems, you have application systems, you have databases. They are all generating a lot of data. So apart from this, you have compliance information, you have troubleshooting use cases, you have regulations, you have governance. All of these different are use cases which are constantly coming up whenever you're managing operations, whenever you're managing your day-to-day tasks. So this is the first level of information which I want to share, that all this data which is getting generated, we have been able to build a system which does not require any kind of indexing and push all this data into a single place, a single lake house with, on an average, 5 to 10 petabytes of data per day, which you can query in few seconds. So there's a big difference. There is no indexing. There is no hot, cold, nothing. It's all about just put the data and analyze this data. And that data could be infrastructure, could be security, could be audit, could be compliance, could be governance, all of this type of data in one single place. And then you come out with personas who are able to use this information. So whether it is operations, SRE, business, security, all of these guys are able to use this information effectively. That's on the data side. The next thing which comes into this is the AI piece of it. In this AI, what we realize is there are three different pieces. The first piece is to help you forecast. Can I take a business metric, operation metric, and predict that 3 months down the line, how will it look like? Or second thing is, can I get the root cause that load balancer is the issue, or the firewall is the issue, or something completely different, like a caching layer is causing a problem. So one example I want to share, that we were working with one of our customers, and the issue they were facing is when the load was low, transaction response time was very high. When the load was high, transaction response time was low. Completely contrast to the situation which most of the people face, right? So in that situation, what they were able to do is, we tried to analyze the data using the root cause analysis or causal AI of Dynatrace. And then we found out the caching layer had a logic written which said, if the threshold of load has breached, then you enable caching. And then the response time of the transactions used to come down. So these are the small things which happen because of configuration issues, deployment issues, which we are able to identify. And lastly, the generative AI, which collects all this data and give you recommendations. So a new way of using this data is to either forecast or determine or create something out of the information which has been collected. And to engage with this data is what I'm sharing here now. Can I ask a simple question like, how are things looking this weekend? And it uses all this information which is coming from the monitored observability data to answer those critical questions. And then moving into the second stage, where we say, if this was my causal AI meets the generative AI, which says login service had this problem, it is going to stay the same or going to get worse in the coming next week. And lastly, it is going to also say that if this is true, how is it going to happen coming out, how the whole system will be in the coming time. To sum up all this, what I've done here is that I've created a quick demo as well, which I want to show you all. So this is a demo which is going to explain how Dynatrace is able to use the generative AI and show us all the information which is present. Just give me a minute. I have 3 minutes to go. Identity and access management, we were just listening to it. So in this example, which I'm sharing with you all, in this case, this is just one of some of my systems which I'm monitoring right now. And in this, what we see is a cluster of Kubernetes servers. In these cluster of Kubernetes servers, I have few nodes. And one of the node is unhealthy. I know it's unhealthy, but what do I do with this information? So that's where the generative AI piece comes into picture. It is using the LLMs, the AI, OpenAI model from Azure, which is private, and it is using the information which is collected by the Dynatrace agent from the systems. What it does is, for this problem, which is related to OpenShift Kubernetes environment, and the problem which it is facing right now, which is related to eviction, the out-of-memory exceptions which you are getting, it is able to analyze all this data in real time and come up with recommendations that what is that you can do to check for this issue. All right? So your incident management is at the next level. Once this is there, I can, as an operations team, what can I do to resolve this issue? If I ask this question to the system, it is going to check what was the problem the system has. It will put all of those things there, and it will answer Okay, it's not able to take it, but here. Okay. So it goes back to those systems and identifies the problem which has been there, and it gives me what all options I can actually go and take as an action to remediate those issues. All right? So that is the level it is already working for you, where it is analyzing your data and answering the questions. And this is the power of forecasting AI, causal AI, and generative AI together, working on the data which is collected together in one place. That data could be coming from end user, from network device, from application, from database, from infrastructure, from cloud, all together. So with this is all I had to share with you. We are here, and we have a booth here. We have a full team. All 15 of us are here. And if you have any questions, any things you want to understand from us, please, you are welcome to our booth, and we can help you understand that. Thank you very much. Have a very good day ahead.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing those wonderful insights.